I was not expecting these to come in as quickly as they did. Normally Nike by You takes about a month, maybe even a little bit more. These came in about 2 weeks. I don't know whether I should be excited or worried, but let's get into it. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If this is the first time you're touching down in this channel, welcome to Small Feet Big Heat. We talk sneakers, we talk streetwear, and everything in between. If you didn't already know, Nike did make the Dunk Low available for customization on Nike by You about 2 weeks ago. It was a tough release. A lot of people missed out, but I did get lucky. I was able to secure one of my designs. Now for this, I didn't want to replicate something that Nike already made. I wanted to do something that was, unique to me, original to me, something that I wouldn't see a bunch of other people with. So that's what I tried to do with these. Now, if you ordered from Nike before, Nike by You specifically, you know that the turnaround time is usually about a month or so, like I said in the opening. So I am a little bit skeptical that these showed up in only 2 weeks. I'm just hoping that the quality control and the materials are A1. When you order from Nike by You, you do get this white box that says Nike by You on the lid or the top of the box, since it's a slide out box. Bam, y'all can see that. And I'll just cover up the label right quick so y'all can't see my design just yet. But when you order, it does say Nike by your name on the label right above your size. So this one says Nike by Taylor because Taylor is my name. Size 6 because it is for the personal, of course. First sneaker review of the new year, and I am coming at y'all with the heat. So if you haven't hit that button already, I have to ask, what are you doing? Make sure you hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on any of the reviews that will be coming 2021. 2020 was a great year, but 2021, I am stepping it up to a whole new level. So let's get into it. I want to show y'all what I made because these look so much better in person. So for my design, I just wanted to keep it simple, use colors that I like in a combination that I like them. It was just that simple. That was my goal going into it. And I also really wanted to make sure that I used both the suede and leather options. So you can see, starting with the outsole, I just went with that plain black outsole. For the midsole, I decided to go with white. I just wanted to keep it simple, keep it clean. Now moving on to the upper, the toe box, they let you customize it as one color. So you couldn't pick a separate color for the mud guard, and then the toe box itself, it was all one color. So I went with the yellow. I've said it in past videos, I'll say it again, I love yellow. It is one of my favorite colors, especially on sneakers. So I went with the yellow suede for the toe box, and around the eyelets, that is also yellow suede. For this quarter panel here, the black area, that is also a suede. Now I will say there is a difference between the way that the quarter panel suede feels and the toe box. The toe box has actually a pretty nice suede finish to it. It's not super low to where it feels like a nubuck, but it's not a hairy suede at all. So it's somewhere right in between those two, and it actually feels pretty good. So I'm happy with the quality of the materials on this. I'll say that right now. I know a lot of people, they were trashing these before they even saw them in hand, saying that the materials were gonna be trash. Never believe the hype. Buy what you like because you never know. You don't know until it shows up. The suede they used on the quarter panel is a lot lower. This suede actually does feel more like a nubuck. Around the heel, I went with the smooth leather option, and even though it was the smooth leather option, it still did have some texture to it, which I like. I'm gonna tell you right off rip, when leather is super smooth and there are no wrinkles, no texture at all to it, it kind of makes the leather look fake. It makes it look cheap. So I was happy that the smooth leather option still does have a little bit of texture to it, a little bit of, tumbly softness to it. A great example of what I'm talking about would be the Air Force One. So Nike's making a ton of Air Force Ones right now, and if you walk into a Champs or a Foot Locker, you'll most likely see the Air Force Ones with the colored outsole and the colored sock liner to match. The leather on those is extremely smooth, no wrinkles, no texture, no nothing. And when you put it side by side with like a craft Air Force One, or any other Air Force One that has a little bit of texture to the leather and the leather is just a little bit softer, it makes a world of difference. Now I'm not saying I don't like those Air Force Ones. I like all Air Force Ones. When it comes to Air Force Ones, I'm an equal opportunist. I like all of them. I'm just saying, side by side, you can definitely tell the difference when leather has a little bit of texture to it and when it's completely smooth. For the Nike check, I went with the gray suede. I thought it was a nice contrast with the rest of the colors on the upper, and I think it just goes together really really well. Now that wraps all the way around the back to the back heel tab, which is suede as well, and I left it saying Nike on both the left and the right shoe. So it just says Nike on the ass in yellow to match the forefront of the shoe, the toe box of the shoe, and I finished it off with the yellow laces. I did that because I knew that Nike would pick appropriate yellow laces, and these look really good with that. And if I want to throw in white or black laces at a point, later on, I can do that. I have tons of white and black laces that'll also look good in these. Now, one thing that I will say about Nike by You kind of versus NikeID is that when you ordered from NikeID back in the day, the shoes on the inside, they said NikeID on the sole, which I thought was really cool. And now you just get this standard Nike branding, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just your typical Nike branding, but it's just that, it's typical. The great thing about Nike Dunks that I think a lot of people forget is that this shoe has no air. It has no technology in the sole whatsoever. It is just rubber, which means I'll be able to pull this out 15, 20 years down the line and have something that I made, which I think is just really cool. So I'm glad that I have these in the collection. They are not going anywhere. I know people are selling their pairs on eBay right now. I think it's some weird shit, but you know what? Resellers are gonna eat. They're gonna make their money, so it is what it is. Let me know down below in the comment section what y'all think of my design. I really like it. I think it came together really nicely. Very happy with them. As for quality control and materials, I'm also very happy and satisfied with that. And y'all know, if y'all keep up with the channel, I can be very hard on Nike when it comes to quality control, but you know what? When you're paying $130, $170, $190, $225 for these sneakers, quality control does matter. So that is why I come at them as hard as I do. But these are clean. I'm really happy with them. I'm gonna go ahead and throw them on foot and give y'all a better look at them. But first, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, show a small YouTuber some love, and I'll check y'all out in the next one.